Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 3. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So Sheree has Sanya and Marlo over for a little brunch. They're going to catch up on what's been going on and also talk about BravoCon because they had just came from BravoCon a couple days beforehand. Now, first of all, I laughed my butt off at Marlo when she made that comment in her confessionals that the streets are talking and the streets is your mama. That is absolutely true. You know, personally, Todd and Candy have been married for 10 years now. Todd took Candy out to Turks and Caicos this week to celebrate her birthday. I also believe that it was Kenya's birthday. Kenya was there, Shamia was there, Magneto was there, all of their boyfriends were there, including Kenya's new man. They were living their best lives. Listen, I seen Candy talking about it on the show with Don Juan. I know the ladies are joking, they think it's hilarious, but the truth is, Candy needs to set some kind of boundaries with Mama Joyce. Todd did have a job when she met him. He was one of the producers on The Housewives. Did Todd have as much money as Candy? No. Was Todd famous like Candy? No. But Todd did have a job. He had goals, he had dreams and aspirations. Now he is married to Candy. They have an ironclad prenup. They have 2 children together, plus they have 2 other children that they love. They are living their best lives, and Mama Joyce needs to step the hell back. Stop disrespecting her husband. Stop getting involved in her marriage. Candy has to lay down the law. I know a lot of times, sometimes moms don't realize or they don't want to let go or they don't care about crossing lines, but you are crossing a line. And if I had to draw a line in the sand with my mom over this, you best believe that I would. He is who Candy has chosen. He is who she is with. Let go of this. Now listen, Sheree, I've had it with her. I really have. She is over here on The Real Housewives of Atlanta talking about my man, my man, my man. And she wants the ladies to respect Martell. She doesn't know the Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville. She would have never been attracted to him if he acted the way he does on Love and Marriage Huntsville. He picked her up from the airport. And I said, well, does he win a prize for that? I mean, it's nice that he picked you up from the airport, but shouldn't everybody's man or woman be willing to pick them up from the airport? I'm just saying. Anyway, did anybody happen to catch Love and Marriage Huntsville this week? Okay, Martell brought her to his magazine cover shoot launch party or whatever. It was real sad. It was embarrassing. This man introduced her to the group and went on about his business. He was working the crowd, talking to his friends. She was just standing alone, talking to a few people here and there. He called her his friend girl. I said, yo, what now? His friend girl. You over here on The Housewives of Atlanta fighting, windmilling for him. And he's over here telling them that you his friend girl. Then the rest of the cast is talking to her like, girl, are you crazy? What are you doing with him? Especially Tiffany. Tiffany, girl, you need to hush. She was doing a little too much. But even Kimmy, who causes no problems. God, I love Kimmy. Even Kimmy said that this is a business transaction. She said they treat each other like it's a business transaction. It really is. In my opinion, it is a business deal. Listen, this is both of them trying to get a check. It really is. I've had it. I've had it. Now, Ralph and Drew over at this rock climbing wall. Listen, Drew was a disaster on that wall. I mean, she was. And Ralph trying to pretend like he was a supportive husband. Oh, Drew, hold on. Wait a minute, baby. Wait a minute. Boy, quit faking for the cameras. We sick of you. And that comment he made about Ike and Tina, he meant that. He meant that. He is definitely Ike. He may not be physically abusive, but he is a liar. He is a cheater. And he is a gaslighting, manipulative man. That's Ike Turner. Minus the, whooping somebody. I'm just saying. And as much as I love you, as much as I love you, Drew, you guys are nowhere near Jay-Z and Beyonce. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And isn't it funny how 1 week earlier, he was all for, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. We on top of this. We about to launch our music career. We going to do this together. We Batman and Robin. We about to do this. Okay, he didn't say Batman and Robin. I did. Now, all of a sudden, he's got all these things he's got to do. He doesn't really have time for this. I said, oh, shoot, she better keep an eye out on him because I have a feeling he's on his way to Tampa. Now, when they showed that little clip at BravoCon and some lady was screaming, Ralph, please gaslight me, that person needs some help. And I'm pretty sure she was not at BravoCon alone. If she had friends and family there with her and they allowed this without getting her help, they are not her real family and friends. Really? What kind of crap is that? Ralph, please gaslight me. That was just weird. Get her to a therapist quick.
Y'all saw Mama Joyce.
Mama Joyce, say 3 nice things about Todd.
He's still short.
At this point, I'm shocked that Mama Joyce is still saying negative things about Todd.
Child, Candy needs to stop talking about me. She needs to start fixing what's going on under her roof because the streets are talking. And the streets are your mama.
We like Ike and Tina.
I thought we were Beyonce and Jay-Z, but he's saying Ike and Tina. I'm not eating the cake anime.
Somebody came up to me and they was like, Ralph, gaslight me, gaslight me.
It's always a hassle. It's still not the right size.
Oh, come on. I just put it at the same size that agent sent.
No. I needed you to size it in the exact dimensions that she sent you. And I need it in 3 minutes, please. I don't understand. Why didn't you do it the first time? And it's also low resolution.
What type of man she would want for her daughter.
I probably would have picked anyone that had a decent job.
So I left. I have not called her since. It's upsetting that she doesn't understand that one day Ace may see it, Blaze may see it. They're gonna feel away. It's like, come on, mama. Don't come with that bullshit with me. I'm tired of it. I just need her to respect my marriage.
Please.
And since Shamari can't come, I was like, it's perfect to have you come and
Are you
sing a song with me.
Wait, did I?
Family. Say hi, Courtney.
Hey!
Courtney is actually Ralph's cousin.
Okay, you called me.
Now, honey, we seen Kenya cracking a whip with her graphic designer and her personal assistant. And, you know, I love you, Kenya, and everything, but daggone it. I think that, you know, in my life, I've been a manager 3 or 4 times in my life, and you can get quality work out of people on time, you know, without being rude, without being loud and yelling. And I didn't like that. Calm down a little bit. Now, I didn't know that Monyetta does choreography. I had no clue. I guess I should have, because I did know when she was with the Neo and they used to do a lot of dance videos and things like that. I should have known that Monyetta did, you know, choreography. I just don't know why I don't remember that. But I was really excited that Kenya asked her to choreograph her performance at the Magic City Classic. I think that's what she said. Some kind of classic. It could have been Motor City Classic. I don't even know. But I think it's going to be beautiful. I'm sure Monyetta is going to do a great job and they will have a really good time. Even though we saw the previews for next week and it looks like Monyetta was dressed inappropriately for a charity function and the girls may have gotten a little too loud and rowdy and was asked to leave. Ooh, it's really embarrassing when you get asked to leave. Anyway. We see Candy talking to Don Juan. I would like a lot less of Don Juan. Anyway, we see Candy talking to Don Juan and she's making her weekly list. And as her list kept growing and growing, I said, dag. No wonder the kids is always calling and crying and wanting mama. She is busy as hell. This woman needs a true family vacation. Just pack up the kids. Go on vacation, turn y'all's phones off, Just spend time together. Girl, you work too damn much. I appreciate her hustle, her drive, her determination, and I appreciate that in Todd as well. But sometimes too much work could cause you to have a heart attack or a stroke. Girl, calm down. Sit down some damn where for sure. As I said earlier, her and Don Juan and them have the conversation. She said that she hasn't talked to Mama Joyce since BravoCon. Todd found out about it through his daughter. And I'm sure he was very upset by it. I mean, I would be upset if I had a mother-in-law that dragged me for filth every chance she got. Especially when I think that I'm doing right by her child. If I'm married to somebody and I think that I'm being a really good wife to your son, and I'm taking good care of our children, and I'm trying my very best, the last thing I want is to see you down at BravoCon, down at the local Chili's. I don't want to hear you at the Walmart saying anything negative about me. Nuh-uh. No, ma'am. I would light her up first sight. I'm just saying. I know that Todd is not going to be able to tell Mama Joyce off, but this is where Kandi has to step in and say, you are disrespecting me, my husband, and our marriage. We are 10 years into this. Leave my husband alone, or there will be some sort of consequences, and I would make some sort of consequences. We would change this around. I'm the parent now, and you're on punishment. Do you understand me, Joyce? I'm just saying, you know what I mean, peeps? You've got to tell people sometimes, even if they are your parents, that they are doing too much. They are crossing lines. They are pushing your boundaries. And Mama Joyce has really done too much. She is a one-hit wonder right now, and all of her hits are always towards Todd. Stop it. Now, Drew and Ralph and this, fifth cousin removed, I've had it. I'm not here for Courtney. I don't even know if I truly 100% believe that her and Ralph are really cousins. I was really excited to see Candace, though. I was excited that Candace asked her to join her on stage. However, I'm just going to say it. I really thought that she was going to be able to go on stage and sing a full song, or maybe she was going to get the opportunity to sing her song that she's got out. She's replacing Shamia, which, by the way, I really did like Shamia. I know Shamia was a one-season wife, but I really think that Bravo should give her a chance and bring her back. Shamia is a nice lady, and she's a really good singer, and I think she just kind of really needed to find her way on the season that she was on, and she didn't quite hit the groove. By the way, has anybody heard the song that Candace and Drew dropped? They recently dropped a song called Affirmations Part 2. And honey, listen, Candace and Drew, they did that. Okay, out of all the housewives who are making music, these two really have talent. And they really can go somewhere with their music. And this is no offense to the Countess. Because listen, Chic C'est La Vie is one of my favorites. I love the Countess. I mean, don't be all uncool. Anyway, now when Drew got on that FaceTime and she called Kandi with Courtney at her house, I said, Drew, what the hell? Drew knows good and daggone well that Courtney and Kandi do not get along. She had already told us last episode that Ralph had told her that something went down. She could have excused herself into another room to FaceTime Kandi and tell Kandi. Kandi was not here for that. She is not here to be all fake with Courtney. Hey, girl. She is not here for that. Now, Bryce, on the other hand, listen, I used to like me some Groove Theory, and that man was very sexy. He still is. He still is. I'm just saying. Now, I had no idea that Courtney had a child that was 24 years old. Courtney looks good. I'm just saying. Did anybody see that food at the house? Drew had some delicious catering this time. I mean, that food looked good. Normally, I don't understand the food that's being served at Drew and Ralph's, but this stuff looked delicious. She pulled out all the stops for cousin Courtney. Now, when Drew and Courtney was talking about Sanya, I laughed just like Bryce. I said it sounds stupid to him too. I still have no idea what Sanya's beef is with Drew, but I tell you what, I certainly hope that they are not about to turn this into their storyline all season, because I am not here for it. No, ma'am. as if what I'm not here for matters. Andy Cohen does not call me, so he don't give a shit. I'm just saying. Andy, if you listening, I don't love it. I don't want to hear about Drew and Sanya anymore. Now we see Marlo and her nephews. She's driving them somewhere. Her one nephew says he is nervous when she is behind the wheel. The other nephew is trying to get $1,000 pair of shoes for Christmas. She says, oh, you have to have all A's if you want $1,000 pair of shoes. He says he's got A's and B's. She said, well, you better get them B's up. I said, shit, he could get all A's all year long. He still is not getting $1,000 pair of shoes from me. The most I have ever spent on a pair of shoes for my son is $350. And when I did, I like to pass out, but you know what? That's my baby. So I went ahead and did it. The rest of his shoes usually come in about $250. So, you know how much money I spent on a pair of shoes for myself? At the very most, $75. I'm just saying, kids will really get you, won't they? Daggone it. Anyway, it was really nice to see her with her nephews. They are really doing well. But, Marlo, you got to give a little more. You've been on here all this time. We don't know enough about you. We cannot be fueled all season off the back of your nephews. I'm just saying.
Hi, ladies.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
I'm sorry to miss an opportunity to see our girl flop it like Drew.
This is not a performance.
I would have not invited all these people here to come see me, and that be the only thing I'm doing.
Woo woo. A woo woo. I'm not quite sure what that was, but what I do know is I ran longer to clinch my 400-meter gold medal than Drew was just on stage.
Yeah.
Mr. Sidoria. First off, I was born in the hood.
So then why would you say that?
That's not one of it. My family is hood. I can show you.
Let's be clear, if people started to come, whoever's event it was should have been glad to have
really?
people that support them. Anything that look down on the places where you come from.
You are really triggered.
That is the thing that triggers me is that you don't know me. Bottom line, bring everybody out. I don't think the hood or the ghetto appreciate what you had to say.
Candy, what's going on with Blaze? Because we were at Blaze 2 days before.
Before what happened?
There was like an incident.
What
it was like all
incident?
over the news.
They fine.
You talking about the shooting that happened at Blaze? It was. Okay, I'm ready to go home, you guys, because as I say, Candy Birds never can talk about what she wants. So. Why didn't you say shooting?
Everybody knows it was on the news.
My nephew is dead, and he used to work at her restaurant. Because 2 years ago, when I text Candy to tell her that my nephew, who worked for you, he got shot at home by his roommate, I just felt she didn't care. You feel my heart right now? Like, I'm being like, are you acting? Are you for real? My nephew died. You can Google. We're not doing that. My nephew is dead. My blood nephew is dead.
When the ladies show up to support Drew, Sanya shows up talking about she's trying to keep from having an argument with Drew. I said, keep that same energy all season, because we don't want it, Sanya. We don't. Just a little high, a little bye, a little smile, a little wave. Cut the shit, Sanya. This is not your storyline this season. Honey, it looked like all the ladies is through with Marlo. By all the ladies, I meant Kenya, Manetta, and Candy. Marlo comes in, nobody wants to speak. And I said, you know what? I don't blame them. They are sick of Marlo. That act, that whole song and dance, that whole jumping around and acting a fool that she did last season. No, ma'am. I would be done with Marlo. They would be hard pressed to get me to film with her. Andy Cohen would have had to call me, show up at my house, threaten to hold my checks before I agreed to film with Marlo. You want me to film with her and talk too? Nope. Sheree was unable to attend because she wasn't feeling well, and that's her story, and she's sticking to it. I don't think that Sheree was sick at all. Candace put on a real performance out there. She was real cute. I don't know if that was my favorite hair or outfit for Drew, because I have seen Drew really do it big with her hair, and she didn't really put that much into it. But then after we saw the, 43-second performance, I understood. You know, who the hell is going to go out and spend all this money on good hair and lashes and a fancy outfit if I'm only on stage for 43 seconds? But, you know, that's 43 seconds longer than me. You know, every now and again, I do a little karaoke down at my local bar. But I'm just wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Anyway, this is not about me. You know, I do think that Candace could have gave up 3 minutes and let Drew sing a little song. But I do appreciate the support that Candace threw Drew. I really do. Now, Drew and Sanya have a little conversation and they, you know, make up again. They hug and everything. I said, you know what? How many times are we going to see this? Let this be it. Let this be done. I don't want to hear it no more. Let it be done, because Sanya is a flip-flopper and we already know it. Everybody should already know that Sanya is going to ride with whoever she's with at the time. That's all I'm saying. Now listen, the argument between Courtney and Candy. No, ma'am. Courtney and the I come from the hood, my family is hood, I love the hood. I said, why does that sound like people who say, my best friend is black. I got relatives that are black. Girl, go to hell on. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We don't need Courtney anymore. Please don't invite her to any more group activities. Please, please, please stop inviting Courtney. All right, so this whole thing with Drew and Marlo getting upset with Drew because Drew wouldn't bring up the word shooting when she was talking to Candy, and then Marlo threatening to walk out of there. Girl, nobody gives a damn if you walk out of there. Nobody. I would just like to say I am tired of Marlo bringing up that Candy doesn't share her life on the show. We have seen Candy lose her partner who got killed. We saw the way she went through everything with Portia and Phaedra. We've seen her talk about her surrogacy. We've seen her issues with her mom. We've seen her businesses do good, do bad. We've seen her marriage. We've seen her raising her children. What all do we know about Marlo? What all do we know? And I would also like to say, Marlo, in this whole freak out that she did about her nephew, that really pissed me off. Because I said, this isn't about your nephew who passed away, number one. Number two, your nephew passed away. I'm sure your sister watches this show. You are going to devastate her all over again. As if this woman doesn't already walk through life a shell of herself after the loss of her child. Now you want to bring it up and blow it up on TV just because you want to go after Candy? Yes, your nephew worked for Candy years before he was killed by his roommate at his house. This didn't happen at Candy's restaurant. Candy does not have to talk about what happened at her restaurant just because you want her to. And you are pissed off at Drew because you wanted Drew to force Candy to talk about something that she didn't want to talk about. And you blew this out of proportion and made this about your nephew. I don't know what has gotten into Marlo besides the fact that she just wants to come after Candy, and it truly did fail. This is not Drew's fault what happened to your nephew. It's not Candy's fault what happened to your nephew. And I'm sorry for what happened to your nephew, but you are really pissed off at Drew because Drew did not force Candy to talk about something that she didn't want to talk about. Sorry, Marlo, but Drew's not a Candy hater like you are. So, you know, she's not going to call Candy out like that. And Drew was not lying when she said that she knows violence as well. She is from Chicago. Chicago is one of the most violent places in America right now. Leave Drew the hell alone. Get off Candy's back. This is not about you or your nephew. All right, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.